So yesterday on Cultaholic, we reported about a story around Matt Riddle and Global Wrestling Kingdom, a new wrestling promotion based out of Barnsley. Matt Riddle had been booked since May to be a part of that show, and it transpired that he was not a part of the show when it came to bell time. Matt Riddle had taken bookings in the States. Consequently, there'd been some attempts to get something sorted regarding extra things to do while he was here, because Matt Riddle had complained that the flights were cheap. He didn't want to be in a hotel for 2 days. He ended up appearing for the Real American Freestyle promotion, as well as a promotion in Boca Raton. And also the comeback from this as well is that Matt Riddle was paid a deposit for that event, which he has not, as far as we know, at time of recording, paid back. This was for a charity event in Barnsley. Charities chosen by the mayor of Barnsley, which included charities supporting survivors of domestic abuse, as well as army veterans. Now, all of that came out yesterday. Matt Riddle took to Twitter to give his side of things.
Yeah, he says, GWK, the reason I didn't go is because you booked me a flight for Thursday for a show that was happening Sunday, and you said you were booking me with meet and greets and other matches and appearances. You did none of that. I had nothing scheduled, and I was going to sit in a hotel room for 2 days in London. I told you multiple times I couldn't do that or wouldn't do that. I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I told you I would fly to London Saturday evening. You said, you pay for it. I go, no. You pay for it. Take it out of my pay, whatever. You guys refused, so I flew to Miami and I wrestled there. I never said I wouldn't pay you guys back. That's a lie. Also, this show wasn't a charity event. That's a lie. That was a last second change. You also booked me on the worst flight in history, bruh. Middle seat, no meal, check bag. No check bag, sorry. GWK, this is probably your last run. And I tell you what, Tom, at this point I was like, well, we've heard one side, we've heard the other side. It's 50-50. Who knows who to believe? We're going off the words of different people.
Well, from that, I will say, in terms of what Matt Riddle said there, he said it was a last-second change to make it a charity event. That wasn't the case, because there's press releases that go back, I believe, till May to announce that this is going to be raising money for
it's 60-40 GWK.
the Mayor's charity. There's a video that they shared online of Al Snow announcing it. so that part of it, well, okay, it could have been advertised more that it was a charity event. Absolutely. Could have been advertised more, full stop. Absolutely. But it wasn't. But it certainly was a charity event. So Matt Riddle made this case, and as Ross said, yeah, with that video in mind, okay, you go, right, that's the side of the story.
And he stopped there. He didn't release a single other video, did he, Tom?
He didn't make another video. He didn't do anything. He made another video. Soon afterwards, Matt Riddle went on a profanity-filled tirade. I know he said profanity-riddled tirade, but that's too ironic. He said, you know what? I can explain everything in great detail. I'm not lying, but I really don't give an F anymore. Most of you mother effers are dumb effing C's. Just like when you believe that Me Too Bull SH1T. All the other effing garbage. You guys are all effing dumb, and it's effing insane. It's effing insane. Effing believe these effing creeps. Whatever, dog. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep getting booked. I'm probably going to start fighting again. I'm probably going to do a lot of other SH1T. Effing crushing it on OnlyFans because I got a big effing you-know-what. And I'm a nice as F dude. Everybody, if you don't like me, unfollow. Go F yourselves. I don't give an F, because at the end of the day, the cream effing rises to the top, and I'm really, really effing tired of trying to be nice to everybody, because I hate to break it to you, most of you guys are effing morons. Peace. Really nice guy, Matt Riddle, there telling us what effing morons we all are. His media day didn't end there. He was a guest on TMZ Sports on their wrestling channel. Where he was, once again, he explained his side of the GWK story, said he didn't want to spend 2 days in a hotel room, said no extra work had been booked for him, as that was discussed, said the company wanted him to pay for his flights, he wanted them to pay for the flights, nothing was agreed, and England are really soft now.
Yeah, he essentially said that the trip sort of was promised to be an X amount of dollars trip with seminars and appearances and signings, this, that, and the other, and then what it turned into was like a $2,000 trip, and he's like, I've got 5 kids, bro, I've got to feed them all.
Yeah,
on all their tables.
There's something to be said for when you do book these import wrestlers and you say, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It's good to get all of that in play. I'm not a promoter, I will say that much, to get all that stuff in place before anything else happens. Yeah. But apparently that didn't happen. It is what it is, and it's all fallen out of the way that it has. So So that's kind of how he's left it with GWK. But in this interview, CM Punk and AJ Lee were brought up, which is a change of subject that I think we kind of half expected, knowing some of the comments that Riddle has made in the past about Punk.
Oh, he wants to fight him in a brawling thing, sir. Let's have a duel in a car park.
He wants a jab. He wants pugilism's dawn. I throw down the gauntlet. So during the interview, CM Punk and AJ Lee's names came up. Riddle has animosity with Punk, as we've said. He said, I have no ill will towards CM Punk. He's a nice enough guy, and you agree with it, but I don't. I think he's fake, and I think he's a creep. And that's coming from me. And people think I'm a creep, and I haven't done anything wrong. I don't know. I feel like he's just lingering around the NXT locker room a little too much, you know? He said he had... he said... So just go to Barnsley. This has all been avoided. Riddle said he had no real problems with AJ Lee, but made comments about her previous relationship, saying, I mean, to be fair, I'm not the one to talk. I'm a little slutty myself, but she did get around from what I heard. But no disrespect for that.
Who hasn't? I mean, me, because no one will touch me with a barge pole. But there we go. That's besides the point. Let AJ Lee do what she wants.
It was... If he'd just gone to Barnsley, one day we will look back on this entire story and the twists and turns that it took, and it will come back to that one point. He should have gone to Barnsley.
It feels like he was booked, and then they were like, right, we'll do these other things, and then there was no conversations had until the week of the show, when surely there should have been multiple conversations had. What am I doing on Thursday? What am I doing on Friday? What am I doing on Saturday? Yeah.
And then as an independent contractor, other things come up, and there's a couple of ways that you deal with it. I would argue the way this was dealt with was probably the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because if an opportunity comes up to Real American Freestyle, that's probably a conversation that you have with the promoter.
Yeah.
And rather than sort of stringing them, I know you were saying like, oh yeah, book me on for a flight. I'll fly in at this day and I'll
on
come
Saturday,
in this way.
yeah.
And it feels like a lot of communication broke down, and consequently we had this situation. But they did get Grado on the night as well. And Grado put out a really wholesome statement on it as well, which we got exclusively, where Grado talked about saying that he got the call late on Saturday night to come and do it. He said his only concern was that people had wanted to see Matt Riddle and they were going to be disappointed to see him, but they were, and the crowd was lively. And he also gave a big shout to Simon Miller for being a pro. In fact, a lot of love for Simon Miller coming out of this, for sort of rolling with the punches of what was coming that day.
Yeah, Simon Miller didn't leak any information to us, we should say. We'll get that out there straight away. Simon had to clarify this, which seems absolutely crazy considering Simon's got his own platforms. Why would he tell us without doing his own thing first?
Why would... There is somewhere that Simon would probably go with that.
Obviously, good journalists don't reveal their sauces. I do have a journalism degree at the University of Sunderland.
He does indeed, that famous part of France.
But I can say it wasn't Miller.
No, but leave him alone. No, but it was. But Miller was applauded for his professionals, as he always is. Yeah. He's a good lad.
Sickeningly nice bastard.
We'll keep an eye on that at cultaholic.com. Meanwhile, a little bit of stuff for AEW All Out to share with you. First of all, a title match.
Riho is back in AEW. Will be challenging Mercedes Moné for the old TBS title, Tom.
Yeah, so it was about a year since she's last been there. She came to the aid of Alex Windsor, and it led to a setup for this match. I think Moné and Rio could have some wonderful chemistry.
Fantastic match. Just don't put Jim on the call, for Christ's sake. I don't need him. She's only 98 pounds, by God. We know Jim, you say it every time she's there.
Don't need, and all the love in the world for Jim Ross, but I don't need Jim Ross with all the excitement of reading his gas bill, which it was a little bit of Forbidden Door. I love Jim Ross, but oh man, I felt sad. Yeah. So that's happening at All Out, as is a new start time. So it was announced that this show is going to air on HBO Max. We're entering the HBO Max era of AEW PLEs. So we're going to see this show, the first one to air on Max. Check your plan, should you be able to get it. But the thing that's changed is the start time.
3 p.m. EST is your new start time, so it doesn't clash with something else that's happening on that evening. WrestlePalooza.
Yes. There'll be less wrestling paloozering for AEW that will begin before WrestlePalooza, which itself is set to start at 7 EST. There was a few people online that said they should just puff out the chests and stay on the same start time and just go for it. On this occasion, I don't think this is a bad call.
Yeah.
I think for wrestling fans, I think it's a win, because then wrestling fans get to watch both live. I think that's a nice part
If
of
you've
it.
got the time.
If you've got the time, there'll be some people who are very tribal, and whichever way this goes, they go as yes,
It's a sign of weakness. They have
won.
They've bowed down to the mighty WWE. Piss off.
Might be a bit of that today. And if that's your wheelhouse, then I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. Just
Watch what you want to watch. Just shut up, man.
Can we get that on a
Boring.
I want to get that on either a t-shirt or a tea towel.
We're 6 years in, Tom, and it's not slowing up. I'm just bored of it, man. Just watch what you want to watch. And
Hang on.
If anyone wants to watch anything else, just let them watch it, unless it's something bad.
Don't push this man.
Yeah.
We've lost 2 this year. We can't lose another. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Piss off!